Very good morning to all. I am Diana. Today I am going to discuss about different sources of drugs. We know that drugs are obtained in different sources. There is natural, synthetic. Some of these drugs are prepared from the laboratory. Different synthetic procedures are using. Some of this we are obtained from the natural sources like plants, animals. So today we discussed about different sources of drugs. These are the main 6 sources of drugs: plant sources, animal sources, minerals, microbiological sources, semi synthetic sources, synthetic sources. Some of these newer techniques are also used, like this recombinant DNA technology. These are the main different sources of drugs. First we go to the plant sources. Plant sources is considered as the oldest source of drugs. Most of drugs in ancient times were derived from plants. Almost all parts of plants are used, like this leaves, stem, bark, fruits, roots. All these parts shows the pharmacological actions. This varying on their different plant categories. First is the example of plant source. Digitalis purpurea is an alkaloid plant. So this leaves of Digitalis purpurea is the source of digitoxin and digoxin. Both are the well-known cardiac glycosides. So here this the leaves is act as the active principle of this plant. Digitalis purpurea is an alkaloid plant and leaves is here the active principle. So this is a main source of digitoxin and digoxin are the Digitalis purpurea, leaves of Digitalis purpurea. Another example is the most common one, eucalyptus. Leaves of eucalyptus gives the oil of eucalyptus, which is the important component of cough syrup. Another example of plant source is Atropa belladonna. So again this is the alkaloid plant. Is the active principle of this plant is leaves. Leaves of Atropa belladonna gives atropine. It's a well-known anticholinergic drugs. Another example, tobacco leaves. This gives nicotine. Flowers is some of this shows the flowers is act as the active principle of some drugs. This rose gives the rose water and is used as tonic. This Papaver seminiferum poppy family is an alkaloid family. This plant gives the morphine as the well-known analgesic drug. This is an opioid family. So this is the main source of morphine, the seed capsule of Papaver seminiferum. This is a Vinca rosea. This the flowers is a Vinca rosea that gives the well-known anti-cancer drugs vincristine and vinblastine. This is the Papaver seminiferum. This is the alkaloid plant. This is an opioid family and this gives the seed capsule gives of this plant morphine. It's a well-known opioid analgesic drug. Next is the active principle is seeds. Castor oil seeds gives castor oil. Calabar beans gives physostigmine, which is the cholinomimetic drugs. Roots. Ipecaina root gives emitin, used to induce vomiting as in accidental poisoning. It has an amoebicidal properties. Rauwolfia serpentina. Roots of Rauwolfia serpentina. This is an alkaloid plant gives reserpine. Reserpine was used for hypertension treatment. This is the Rauwolfia serpentina plant. Here this root is act as the active principle of this plant. This gives the antihypertensive reserpine. Next is the important example. This is the cinchona bark gives quinine and quinine, which are the well-known anti-malarial drugs. This Conodonton tomentosum, the stem as the hair act as the active principle gives tuberculin. Is a well-known skeletal muscle relaxant. It's also used in general anesthesia. Next come to this animal sources. We know this pancreas is a source of insulin used in treatment of diabetes. Sheep thyroid is a source of thyroxine used in hypertension. Cod liver is used as a source of vitamin A and D. Anterior pituitary is a source of pituitary gonadotropins used in treatment of infertility. Next come to this mineral sources, metallic and non-metallic sources. Iron is used in treatment of iron deficiency anemia. Mercurol salts is used in syphilis. Zinc is used as zinc supplements. Zinc oxide paste is used in wounds and in eczema. These are the some mineral sources. Iodine is another well-known example, is a antiseptic, is a mineral source categories. Iodine supplements are also used. Gold salts are used in treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. Radioactive isotopes for diagnosis and treatment of thyrotoxicosis. Next source is human sources. Is immunoglobulins from blood, growth hormones from anterior pituitary. These are the well-known human sources. Next come to this nature of drugs from plants. This important pharmacologically active principle in plants are alkaloids, glycosides, oils, resins, gums and tannins. First is the alkaloids. These are the plant products insoluble in water combined with acids to form water soluble salts. Example, this Rauwolfia serpentina is a well-known alkaloid plant is reserpine. Another example, tobacco leaves of nicotine is the best examples and well-known examples of alkaloid plant products. Next come to this glycosides. These are again plant product, combination of sugar and non-sugar moiety with either linkage. This is the glycosides. This digoxin is a well-known cardiac glycoside. Next come to this oils. Oils are different categories. First category is fixed oils, combination of acid with glycerol. These have a great food value, soothing action on skin. That is, fixed oils acts as the emollient action on skin. Another example, castor oil is a very oldest purgative agent. Next come to this volatile oils, hydrocarbons and their polymers. They have lots of pharmacological uses. Carminatives. What is carminative? Carminatives means is are medicinal agents used to expel gas from stomach and small intestine. This mainly used for treatment of mild abdominal colics and flatulent dyspepsia. So this volatile oils category shows the carminative actions. For examples like ginger, oil of eucalyptus. Some of these shows the antiseptic action like thymol in toothpaste and mouthwashes. And some shows the counter irritant action. What do you mean by counter irritant? Counter irritant, that means this stimulates the sensory nerve endings and relieve deep seated pain. So these volatile oils are relieve the deep seated pain. So it comes under the category of counter irritant. Examples, turpentine oil and oil of wintergreen. Next use is flavoring agent, like this oil of peppermint. This peppermint oil is used as a good flavoring agent in most of pharmaceutical preparations. Another use is analgesic, like this clove oil. Next come to the sources, mineral oils, mostly petroleum products, but there is no food value, mainly used as a vehicle for the preparations of ointments. Example, liquid paraffin. Next plant source is gums. Gum, that is gum acacia, is used as emulsifying agents in emulsions. Gum tragacanth used as suspending agents in suspensions. Next is resins. This is the polymers of volatile oils and are insoluble in water. For example, like benzoin, this used as inhalation in common cold. Toluene, this used as expectorant agents in cough mixtures. Tannins, these are the non-nitrogenous phenolic derivatives from plant sources. These are soluble in water. This is mainly used as an astringent. That means this affects only on the outer layers of skin. This precipitates the surface protein and acts on the superficial layers of skin. Example, tincture catechu and tincture ruha. Next is the miscellaneous sources. Fluorine has antiseptic properties. Borax has also antiseptic. Selenium, this used as selenium sulfate. This mainly seen in anti-dandruff shampoos. Petroleum is used in preparations of liquid paraffin. Next come to the synthetic sources. When this nucleus of drug from natural source as well as its chemical structure is altered, we called it as synthetic. Examples, nowadays most of drugs are available in synthetic procedure. Emitin, bismuth iodide, most of drugs like anti-anxiety, anticonvulsants, all are available in synthetic forms. Semi-synthetic sources. This name is also indicate that semi-synthetic is partially synthesis. When the nucleus of drug obtained from natural source is retained but the chemical structure is altered, we call it as semi-synthetic. So we simply say that if the existing drug, if applying any modifications, for example we are applying the modification in morphine structure, so we get the another morphine derivative, that's apomorphine. So that categories of drugs we called as semi-synthetic source. Another examples are diacetyl morphine, ethylene estradiol, homatropine, ampicillin, methyl testosterone. These are the well-known semi-synthetic sources. Microbiological sources is a well-known, this penicillin. Penicillin is obtained from Penicillium notatum, is a fungus. Actinobacteria, this gives streptomycin. Aminoglycosides like gentamicin and tobramycins are obtained from Streptomyces and Micromonas porous. Next is some synthetic procedure. Examples, recombinant DNA technology. What's the recombinant DNA technology? This involves cleavage of DNA by enzyme destruction endonucleases. So this desired gene is coupled to rapidly replicating DNA. This may be viral, bacterial or plasmid. This new genetic combination is inserted into the bacterial culture which allow production of vast amount of genetic material. Main advantages of recombinant DNA technology is a huge amount of drugs can be produced. Drugs can be obtained in pure form. It is less antigenic. Main disadvantages, well-occupied lab is required and highly trained staff is required. It is a complex and complicated technique. Next, another synthetic procedure, this is a hybridoma technique. In 1975, first Georges J.F. Kohler and Cesar Milston established the base of monoclonal antibody in lab. Hybridoma, this means an hybrid cells which made up of fusion of two different cells. In this technology, hybridoma cell produced by a melanoma cell, that is cancer cells, and other is B cell, that is antibody producing cell. So this fusion of this cancer cells and antibody producing cells, or these cells produce the monoclonal antibodies. This production of hybridoma cells and this B lymphocytes fused with melanoma cancer causing cells through somatic fusion techniques. So cancer cells and antibody producing cells, there is a somatic fusion techniques are applied. For the fusion of both cells, many techniques are used like electric pulses, chemicals or many other inducers which promote the fusion of both cells in vitro conditions. This is the production of monoclonal antibodies. Simply that is the fusion of antibody forming cells and tumor cells. The somatic fusion techniques are used. In between there are so many techniques are used. Then we produce the hybridoma cells and finally we reach the production of monoclonal antibodies. Monoclonal antibodies used in prevention, diagnosis and treatment of disease to identify two different types of leukemia. Other side, they used to define cell surface markers that leads to the differentiation of cells on basis of markers. Used in the detection of many types of disorders of human body and many tests for identify antigens. Examples of hybridoma techniques, monoclonal antibodies, infliximab, these drugs can be synthesized from this hybridoma techniques. Main drawbacks of this technique, three major drawbacks. This costly techniques so used by highest organization or for research. Take long time to produce monoclonal antibodies. Sometimes harmful mutation appears because of somatic fusion. Thank you. Thank you so much for your patient listening.